glass bridge in the Chinese province of Gulongxia. It was a real technical miracle. Length 70 meters, height above the abyss 200 meters, and no supports. This is an ideal condition for those who like to tickle their nerves and to make the feeling of visitors even sharper. Architects came up with special effects. Computer panels simulate cracks, and the sound from the disguised speakers completes the picture. Tourists are thrilled. In China, there are 10 similar bridges. Architects from the Celestial Empire claim these constructions are totally secure. Triple-layer glass, 45 centimeters thick, endures a pressure of 20 tons per square meter. The frame is not deformed. The remaining framework remains intact under high stress. The architect's statements would be credible if not for a certain issue. On May 2021, this bridge went viral. A man grips a bridge's railing, with a void beneath him. All this happened in Gulongxia province, on one of the main local attractions. A glass bridge over an abyss with a depth of 277 meters. On that day, a hurricane with gale force winds, thunderstorms. The wind rocked the structure. The glass covering fell into the abyss, and as a result, the unfortunate tourist was stuck above the abyss for an hour, until rescuers helped them. Following the event, a lot of discussion, the instability of glass construction. People argued that in their quest for stunning design, architects neglected the crucial aspects of safety, practicality, and common sense. The Zhivopisny Bridge, crossing the Moscow River, it was built in the early 2000s. It was the highest cable-stayed bridge in Europe. See these red steel cables? This is Vanguard. There are 72 of them. The span of bridge is 409 meters. And the total length of the expensive pavement on the bridge is almost 1.5 kilometers. And this is far from the longest bridge in this design. Pendulum bridges, elevator bridges, pontoons, printed bridges, on which ships sail. Modern buildings are amazing. But much of this know-how is reminiscent of what people built centuries ago. How justified are these cutting-edge technologies? And are they capable of competing in strength and durability with those bridges that have been standing for hundreds of years? What you see is not a special track for extreme sports. This is a bridge over the River Tay, connecting northern England. It's called Millennium, but the locals call it the Winking Eye, because the bridge can do something like this. Millennium is the only bridge of this design in the world. The turning mechanism allows large vessels to pass along the river, and unlike the usual drawbridges, the Millennium works quickly, rises in 4.5 minutes, and spends much less energy on it. It was found that tilting bridges are significantly more energy efficient than traditional drawbridges. They require less energy to transform into a drawbridge for ships to pass. Thus, there's some future behind them. It seems that the British have a special talent for creating incredible structures. This bridge is located in the British city of Kingston upon Hull. The architects also tried to get away from the idea of classic drawbridge. That's a huge comma. Weighing 11 tons rotates around its axis and opens the path of the ship. The movement of the mechanism is so smooth, so seamlessly that people can stay on the bridge. City officials invested over £7 million to build this marvel. This bridge's construction aligns with the city center's master plan, aiming to introduce major new facilities and a crossing to the West Bank, including a route through the historic city. Bridge elevator, another one alternative to classic drawbridges. The largest structure with such a mechanism is in France, in Bordeaux City. The total length of the bridge is more than half a kilometer. Length of movable span 117 meters, and lifting height 53 meters. We had to design a bridge which would not interfere with the passage of large sea liners on the river, and at the same time missed a large number of land transport from opposite shores. And this is the elevator mechanism turned out to be, ideal for solving such problems. Moreover, it enhanced the city's beauty. to design and build this bridge. The French spent 7 years and 156 million euros in designing and building this bridge. But really, it was impossible to do the usual lifting mechanism, because it's faster and cheaper. Not only are they very energy-consuming, therefore, if the strong wind, there is something else. Well, problems can arise. Many architects are sure. The future is behind bridges' elevators. However, the Dutch builders offered their option. The perfect overpass across the river. In front of you is the flying or tailed bridge. The designers made an entire fragment of the road surface movable. The platform is raised and lowered by a special installation. However, innovation is not much here, as it may seem at first glance. The new is the well-forgotten old. Marquis of the Duke of Raven was a moat, and through this moat through a classic suspension bridge, which engineers from the Netherlands, they repeated it, but on a new modern level. Instead of a manpower pulling the bridge through winches, they installed hydraulics. A similar hydraulic mechanism of pedestrian bridge is the basis of the pedestrian bridge in London Shopping Square. The structure has no functional load. It was put there just for beauty. This design is comprised of 5 unique sections. Interestingly enough, it's widely regarded as a fan. What is this light design graceful, which complements the landscape, rather than detracts from the landscape? This is another amazing and completely useless. London Bridge. It runs through the Grand Canyon Canal in the Paddington area. Its creator, engineer Thomas Heatherwick, never liked conventional movable structures. Never liked the usual sliding designs. So he decided to create a bridge attraction, which would just be interesting to watch. This is a caterpillar that unfolds and reassembles in case of danger. And in fact, well, I don't know of similar bridges anymore, but what is done here is functionally very effective. And again, from a design point of view, this is awesome. Yes, he is very compact, turns out. But such a bridge in the style of a blockbuster stranger. In July 2021, a bridge resembling the iconic Alien movie was placed over a canal in Amsterdam's red light district. It is made of stainless steel, but not built, but printed on a 3D printer. On making this bridge, we spent 1.5 years, and practically all means clear that building a regular bridge would be faster and cheaper. But our task was not to make a bridge. Run-in construction printing technologies, which then could be used when creating a colony in space. On Earth, it's just an art object. The skeptics were right. When building bridges, architects often don't think about their functionality, just how to impress the public. For example, a floating bridge from China. 500 meters pontoon that moves like alive. What's under pedestrians' feet? What's under the car's wheels? At first glance, it appears risky and utterly pointless. However, that's just the initial impression. Construction. Floating bridge cost the Chinese 30 million yuan. The Celestial Empire returned the full amount 2 years after the opening of the bridge, all at the expense of tourists. According to the most approximate calculations, the floating attraction brings several tens of millions of yuan to the Chinese treasury annually. Here it turns out, what it would seem, useless bridges bring more benefits than their familiar and very functional counterparts.